This week we're going to highlight planting progress here in the U.S. as well as short-term weather trends. Then we're going to turn our attention to the pace of export sales of U.S. beans. And we're going to wrap things up the long-term review of November soybean futures. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the soybean market. We've moved in the end of April here, and of course it's time to plant beans. Let's take a look at nationwide progress. This is as of Sunday, April 27th. You can see here that nationwide we're at 18%. Now, best as we can tell, that's a record for this time of year. It's above 17% last year, and the 5-year average is only 12%. Notice that very active pace in that western belt, highlighted by that yellow circle. 13% done in Minnesota versus 6% on average. 25% done in Iowa versus 13 on average. And even down there in Missouri, 25 versus 12. Let's now take a look at the history of corn planting progress here of beans. You can see we've highlighted here the last 5 years. This is the key message. On average, over the next 2 weeks from April 27th to May 11th, it looks like we're going to plant on average 25% of the U.S. soybeans. So here's the message. We're already at 18%, and that may be the fastest ever. Weather permitting, by May 11th, we may be approaching 45% done nationwide. Of course, the planting pace is directly tied to the weather. Let's take a look at the short-term forecast. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-storm weather. Starting out here, looking at a wet pattern developing through Thursday of this week. All across that area from the south, moving up into the Midwest, and particularly eastern Corn Belt, is going to be wet. Heaviest amounts, 1.5 to 3.5 inches in that pink area. Moving it into the eastern Corn Belt, looks like it's going to be fairly wet there too. But lighter amounts as you move further north and further west. That'll have important planting implications, as we'll show in a moment. Let's now take a look into next week, May 5th to the 6th. Heaviest rainfall is in that green area there, 1 to 2 inches. Notice, though, as you move further east, we've got a high pressure ridge setting up there over the eastern Corn Belt. It looks like it could block the rain from moving into that area. So we're looking again wet in the plains, but drier in the eastern Corn Belt. Now let's take a look at the backdrop here of soybean production in the U.S. and highlight those trends. Across that purple area here, a planting window looks like it's going to open up here over the next 5 to 7 days for Nebraska, western Iowa, southwest Minnesota, even parts of South Dakota. Now we move into next week. Look at that blue line. Anything east of that blue line, if you will, looks like the planting window will open up next week as that high prevents moisture from moving in. Let's now take a look at rainfall totals over the next 2 weeks. Again, over the next 2 weeks, heaviest rain down there in the plains, parts of Kansas. As we move further north and further east, however, it looks like most of the areas are going to be normal precip. In fact, some areas may be a bit drier than normal, including parts of Indiana and Ohio. Let's shift gears now and look at export trends for beans. Now, unshipped sales have actually at a 3-year high, but here's the key message we'll highlight. Sales of 10.2 million bushels in the latest week were down 50% from the previous week and 25% from the 4-week average. So it's directly linked to the increase in exports that we're seeing from a record crop in Brazil. Let's wrap things up with the long-term review of November bean futures. Now, November beans, as we tape here on Tuesday, are trading near $10.20 a bushel. Notice as we look from the 1st of May all the way into basically the 1st of October, the potential for quite a bit of price volatility. That's why it's critical to continue to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage price movement. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with our risk management consultant. We'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an upload. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.